And you will be asking questions in terms of that particular initiative and the value and benefits that it will bring to our general membership. But without any further ado, I want to call on the manager of the Grandbay Credit Union, which is Ms. Elsa Paquette, to open us in a word of prayer and to recite also the Credit Union's prayer. Ms. Paquette. Mrs. Paquette.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all your blessings on us. We invite you into our gathering here this morning as we endeavor to show some level of cooperation among ourselves as credit unions. We thank you for traveling mercies. We thank you for this good weather. And we thank you for all our invited guests who were able to make it safe and sound. Let us recite our credit union prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love, for it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Paquette. And we're going to go right into the agenda this morning. And by way of background information, I just want to share a little bit with us in terms of what is happening here this morning. And this morning our focus is we'll be signing a memorandum of understanding with the West Coast Co-operative Credit Union and the Grandbay Co-operative Credit Union. And you will ask us why this morning. This morning, we are in fact right in the week of celebration of the International Credit Union Week. And we find that very fitting that we, as two credit unions, one in the south, one in the west, we can come together. And historically, the West Coast Credit Union have operated on the west side of the country, while the Grandbay Credit Union has focused most of its activities on the south. We are saying together, we are bringing this together because we understand and we appreciate the challenge that most of our members live or even transact closer to the city. And you would have realized that over the past months, the West Coast Co-operative Credit Union has opened a new branch location in Pottersville. And we are extending this further to ensure that the credit union movement, or the members of the credit union, in fact, can access services. Although we are focusing heavily on our online platforms, and we are in fact providing that level of service to our overseas members and our members who do not want to enter or come to our doors. But you will agree with me that if you understand the credit union movement, the members, they appreciate and they value the level of face-to-face interaction. And we're saying that we are not taking that away from our membership at all. We are giving them the opportunity and ensuring that they themselves can walk in to a smiling face, a welcoming ambience to do their transactions. And this morning, the members of the Grandbay Credit Union will be able to come to the West Coast Credit Union at any of our locations, be it at Pottersville, St. Joseph, Salisbury, Hooleby Street, and Collyho, to conduct a level of transaction at those facilities. And likewise, the members of the West Coast Credit Union family will be able to access the branch in Bellevue and also the head office in Grandbay to conduct their transactions. So we are saying that no longer our service is limited. We're expanding the range of our services, and you can walk into these familiar faces and of course transact. Later in this activity this morning, we will outline the terms and we'll outline to you what level of transactions will be taking place at the various credit unions. But rest assured that this activity is all in the effort to collaborate and ensure that we as a credit union movement remain strong and we are viable and we are in tune in terms of what our members are asking of us. Because this organization is a member-driven organization and we are only responding to the needs of our members. So at this time, allow me to just take the opportunity to have the General Manager of the Grandbay Credit Union explain and express a few of the benefits that we as a movement, both the West Coast and Grandbay Credit Union will derive from that level of participation and that level of service agreement that we're putting forward to our general membership. Allow me to invite Ms. Paquette once again to the microphone. Mrs. Paquette.
Good morning again to everyone. Let me recognize our guest, Mr. Robinson, the manager of West Coast, President of West Coast, Mr. Paquette, the President of Grandbay, Ms. Umali, our media, and other invited guests. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this morning to mark this momentous occasion. Mr. Robinson and I have been discussing this for a while now, so I'm very happy that it is finally coming through. And it is very fitting that it should be happening now when credit unions all over the world are celebrating credit union history, credit union philosophy. And one of the core principles of credit unions is cooperation among cooperatives. And this is really what we're doing here this morning. Two credit unions cooperating with each other to offer services to their members on both sides. Now, we are Grandbay, we are in the south. We serve generally our members of Tetmon, Bagatelle, Petit Savan, and now the Petit Savan community is mostly at Bellevue. We have our main location in Lally, Grandbay, and our secondary location is at Bellevue Shopping. Bellevue is a little bit closer to town. However, we are a small credit union, so we tend to do things in strides because most times going all the way may result in financial constraints for us. So we take our time and we do things in strides. However, you can understand how it can be limited for us in terms of extending our services to our members in a timely manner. We are, as I said, in the south, and our members, most of them work in town, and their hours of work are basically the same hours as ours. So in terms of running on your lunch break to do a transaction, you need to drive at least 4 miles to the nearest location, which is at Bellevue. So we found it very fitting that this agreement should take place, that for our members, it will give them a chance to do a transaction on their lunchtime by just running across the bridge and coming to West Coast to get that transaction done. And in terms of the West Coast members, when they are up in our area and need to get a transaction done, they have the option of getting it done at Bellevue, Chopin, or in Lally. And I must say, it seems that our members will benefit even more than West Coast members, because the likelihood of them being in our area during our work hours is not as is slim, but we have many members working in town, and I'm sure they will appreciate coming to the West Coast branch at Pottersville to get a transaction done. Sorry, it has been a long journey for us in terms of getting to the point of offering to our members all the services that they require, one of them being card services and ATM machines. And we see this agreement as a stepping stone where they can get more access to their funds whilst they wait for us to get this on stream. So without keeping you any longer, I just want to say that during this week, we'll be celebrating 75 years of International Credit Union Week. International Credit Union Day is actually this Thursday, the 19th, the third Thursday in October every year. And as we celebrate credit union history, credit union philosophy, the whole credit union movement of people helping people and cooperation among each other, we are very happy to be signing this agreement today that will be benefiting both Grandbay and West Coast members. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Packett. And we are going to continue with our program this morning. At this time, I'm going to invite the president of the West Coast Co-operative Credit Union, Mr. Bernard Packett, to share a few thoughts with us as we chat this journey of ensuring that we as two credit unions continue to cooperate. Let's make Mr. Packett feel welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robinson. Protocol having been established, we'll continue with the program. Today is about our members, the benefit that this agreement will bring to our members. So if a member of the Grandbay Credit Union happens to be in Salisbury, St. Joseph, Crawley, and is in dire need of cash, they can just drop in and access their money. Likewise, if a member of the West Coast Credit Union happens to be in Bellevue or Grandbay, and their head hurt them, they want some cash, they can access it right there in Grandbay. So it's a very good thing that we have this cooperation between the credit unions. The whole idea of cooperators is to cooperate, and we should collaborate to make the lives of our members much easier. Very often you hear people talk about competition among the credit unions, the banks, and you never hear about the good stories of collaboration. 5% mortgage here, 4.5% mortgage there, and we're competing, all right? But the thing is, we also have to collaborate, and that's what we're doing. So I don't intend to be long, like the president of Grandbay said. That should have been done a long time ago. We should have done that a long time ago. But time, only now we have the Pottersville branch that will benefit the members of the Grandbay credit union. But West Coast and Grandbay has always had a good time. We always fit. Because, we're not big, we're not so we always stay in our space. All right? And I can tell you, the manager of West Coast and the manager of Grandbay, chalk and cheese, they are just tight like that. You see them at the conferences and you see them collaborating, you see them talking and shoo. They are very close. We consider them our sister credit union. And as such, it's just quite fitting that should happen, that Grandbay and West Coast come together. And I applaud this effort, and let's see where we can take it to higher heights. All right? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Packett. We're going to take it to higher heights. Of course, that allow me to invite the president of the Grandbay Co-operative Credit Union, Mrs. Pilvali, please. Make her feel welcome.
All right. Hi, good morning, everyone. As they say, protocol has been established. All right. Okay, looks like I'm just going to have to hold it right there. All right. I welcome everyone. What can I say? I think everyone has said it all. Basically, Grandbay Co-operative Credit Union and West Coast, as Mr. Parker said, has been working hand in hand from the beginning. So this is not new. This memorandum of understanding is not new. It's actually, to be honest, as Mr. Packett said, we should have done this years ago, but informally, we have been doing it. So we have been working together, we have been sharing ideas, we have been, helping each other out in terms of, whether it's on a policy or procedure or process. So that has been going on for a very long time. So this, I welcome the formal agreement, collective agreement between these two credit unions. I think this is a wonderful partnership that will continue to grow. And this is just a start, as we say. Hopefully other things will come in place so that all our members will feel part of the one movement in terms of the credit union. And if you notice, in all the names of the credit union, you'll see cooperative. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We're cooperating with each other to ensure that the members have ease of access to services wherever they're going to be at, especially knowing the terrain of Dominica. But I won't stay too long. I'm looking forward to the other heights. We have talking about other things that will also benefit our members, and I know the members of Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union are looking forward to that, and I'm sure West Coast also. So we will be sharing, aside from doing transactions and doing, coming in to pay a loan, etc. We will be sharing other ideas, whether it is training, which we have started already. So that will continue. So looking forward to that in the future. So I want to thank you all for coming, and thanks again for being here. All right?
Thank you very much, Miss Lee. We want to just continue, but I just want to say a few words before we move directly into the signing of the agreement. And I want to say to us that while we continue to push forward to ensure that our members can access the best services, we must never lose sight of being able to cooperate. We need to continue to lean on others as a movement. And this is what the movement actually stands for, the Cooperative Credit Union Movement. And we have remained strong through the years because we have been able to cooperate. And we need to continue to strengthen that level of cooperation. And too often we spend a lot of time and we spend a lot of resources trying to do things on our own. But if we come together, and I'm sure you will, in the media, you'll ask questions, a number of initiatives that the Grandbay Credit Union and the West Coast Credit Union are exploring together. You know, we probably are not a big giant, but we feel that if we collaborate, and West Coast have over 5,000 members, and Grandbay has in excess of 4,000 members, then we can move mountains as a collective. Okay, so allow me at this time to invite the staff. They will bring the golden pen, probably. And the presidents of the various credit unions will sign on to this agreement. And then in a while, I will probably take a little time to just take you through some of the major highlights of this agreement that we are signing today. At this time, let me allow Ms. Bernard Paquette and Mrs. Lee to sign the agreement. And this is in fact a momentous occasion for the credit union movement. Okay, we can put our hands together, please. Let's just put our hands together as we celebrate this milestone. Good. Yes. Stand and shake the hand. So we're gonna stand and we're gonna shake their hands and exchange the folders this morning. So let's just recognize this very, very important milestone in the credit union movement. I'll take some time just to highlight a few of the salient areas that is contained in this particular MOU. The MOU will seek to address the following, but not limited to. In terms of payment, any member of one of the credit union may pay any amount towards his loan, saving, and deposit account at any of the credit union. In terms of withdrawals, any member of one of the credit union may withdraw from his savings or deposit account up to 1,005 per transaction at each of the credit union's location. In terms of identification, a member of one credit union shall not be allowed to do business at the other credit union if he or she is unable to provide proper proof of identification. Proof of identification must include a valid passport, social security card, a driver's license, or any picture valid ID. We are going further to say that we will not discriminate if one is able to personally identify another individual. In terms of this agreement, we are seeking to explore this agreement for 12 months in the first instance. We are going one step further to ensure that this agreement does not permit any of each credit union staff to write or to place any notation in another credit union passbook. We're saying also, as part of this agreement, we shall pay, I like this word pay, but contribute a small fee of $5 per transaction. List of this agreement that we are signing here this morning. And I'm sure the media will get an opportunity to ask us as many questions as possible. But today we are saying that we are bringing our services to you, the members. So no longer should we be in a position to use the third-party authorization, where you have to sign this document and send somebody to the credit union when they open because you have to be a member. We're saying we're bringing this thing closer to you. And this is one step closer to the realization of ensuring that we as Grandbay and West Coast move towards ensuring that you have all the services that is required at your credit union. We have heard you, we have listened, and we have told us what you expect of us in terms of the international debit card. You have told us what you expect of us in terms of ensuring that our checking services are on par. You have told us, and we have listened to the number of initiatives, and that's why this morning we can say to you, we already have our online presence. At West Coast, we have a mobile application. At Grandbay, you can, in fact, access your accounts online. But we as a movement and we as the credit union continue to listen to you as the members. And we will do whatever it takes within cost and budget to ensure that we bring the services to you and ensure that you are satisfied. So there's no reason to get uneasy and run into the other institutions. All of this is contained within the credit union movement. And we're saying if we are big enough and the cost to bring the services is too high, as a unit we will partner and we'll collaborate and we'll build the numbers that is necessary to ensure that we, as members of the credit union, can benefit from all of the services that we need as a credit union. So with just these few words, I want to say to us, this is really something that's living coming. It is something that we worldwide have always encouraged the level of cooperation. And we're saying at Grandbay and at West Coast, we will lead the way. We will lead. And I'm sure, probably in the next too far future, you will see other credit unions partner with us and join this entire process. Because at the end of the day, we are just too small not to collaborate. Too small not to provide all our members with the services and the benefits that we can put forward to them. So with just few words, I want to say to the media, a special thank you for being here with us this morning. Well, I was able to run 2 roles, Mr. President, so that's okay. But we have an opportunity for you to ask us as many questions as possible, for you to share with our members who are all there, who are depending on you, to get the information, to be informed that I know can do business at any of the locations of these 2 credit unions, the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union and the West Coast Cooperative Credit Union. I thank you.
One of the things that I've been thinking about is, since you all are sharing this collaborative effort, are you all now thinking of amalgamation? Because that seems to be the way forward. Both of you are 2 small credit unions, and the way forward right now, it seems, especially in Dominica and across the region, is amalgamation. Are you all now looking forward to that?
Like you rightly said, amalgamation is the way forward. Homegrown.
In addition, also our members are not really there also. So that's something you also have to keep in mind. Members, interest. So,
but don't you think that it would be relevant to bring that out to the members? Because I just remember a few years ago when I was part of a sitting board, we were at one time speaking with Grandbay then to be part of this amalgamation process, and then they brought it to their members, and according to them, the members was not up for it. We've gone through many years now, and remember the credit union movement is a small,
yes.
And it would be nice, say, even looking at other credit unions in terms of doing this collaborative effort also. Let's say, since you've collaborated with West Coast, we have Girodel, which is a very small credit union.
Correct.
Will you all also be looking at a partnership with that credit union, both of you?
Yes. Okay, so let me just answer the question about whether we have brought it up to the members. Since then, we have actually. In our last AGM, that topic came up, and as Mr. Packard said, right now, but as you said, amalgamation seems to be the way it is going into the future. But as of now, no. In terms of partnership with, you mentioned Girodel, we also have St. Mary's. There's another small one.
Girodel is St. Mary's.
Right. So yes, so we, that's another one that we also look to try to partner with to assist in, whether it's their process, policies, or procedures that they need assistance with.
So definitely that is, that's another thing that we've been looking at. So.
Yes, West Coast is willing to acknowledge that there is on any level and on all levels. And they know that. We indicated that to them, and then we can cooperate whatever level they want to. Like I said, amalgamation, not yet. We're not thinking there. Our members are not there yet. All right? When they're there, we'll let you know. We're the first person to know. All right? Thanks.
Questions from the media? Your silence means
no. I do not want to dominate, because remember, I am an integral part of the credit union movement, and I have been, as you know,
yes,
my brother, for a number of years. So I don't want to dominate.
But you have an opportunity to ask questions.
People opportunities.
Yes. But I probably can comment on your question, can I?
Sure.
I mean, the credit union movement is very, very, very dynamic. And it's one of the few organizations, I would say, that if you look at the organization's structure, the member is your boss. So very few organizations have that structure where the member is at the top. So the member is the decision-making body. And while we want to ensure that we as senior management and board provide all the necessary services that the members demand of us, we must never lose sight that the members are the ones who so direct. So if at the end of the year they are not satisfied or they're not happy with our stewardship, then they exercise that at the AGM. So we must always remember why we are here, and it's because the members are endorsing. They are endorsing, hello, we need improved services, and we demand that you all collaborate and provide us. But they have never said to us, go out there and merge or acquire. So I just want to make that, just contribute to us that this morning. Again, yes.
You have not yet looked at the situation of loans. I guess in terms of that, very soon, because your agreement is for a 12-month period, it's almost like exploring. How soon enough will that also come on stream?
Well, as part of the agreement, you will be able to pay your loans at the various locations. So, for example, a member from the Grandbay Credit Union who has traditionally been or works in the city, and his date is coming up, may choose to come to one of our offices to pay his or her loan. So that is in place. But you are asking whether to issue loans.
Correct.
That part of the agreement has not yet been formalized. You will agree with me that it will take a little bit more, even expertise, and earlier on you realize I mentioned that no member of another credit union will be able to put any notation in the other members' passbook. So we are keeping this tight. It is a Grandbay Credit Union, it's a West Coast Credit Union. While we are collaborating, we are saying that we're not at this point yet where we can issue a loan, because there are a number of processes that we have to look at and ensure that our policies themselves can govern such, and we can remain within. So there are a number of things that we're looking at, but as we speak, within that agreement.
Is there a lot of disadvantages with amalgamation with other continents?
Well, I wouldn't say there's a disadvantage or there's an advantage. There are pros, there are cons. I mean, yes, but I can tell you, if we were to sit across the table, we can spend the entire morning. And I remember at one point, I can share with you, I wrote a paper on that, the whole issue of amalgamation. And there are major benefits in doing so, but there are in fact some, downside to it. But with credit union, you would appreciate the fact that we came from 17 credit unions on island. At one point, we are now down to 6. So there's quite a bit of amalgamation and acquisition that happened in the market. However, if you would ask me my personal view, then I may say, how further can we go and not lose the fabric that the movement stands for? So we can have that conversation, but I'll be hastened to say we are not at that point. We are at the point where we're sharing services, and this morning that's what the agreement seeks to address.
I get the feeling that identity and I again will go back many years ago when St. Mary's, who was also part and Grandbay, they were saying that they will lose their identity. But if you have to look at the movement in general and what the people are asking for, the issue of identity ought not to come into play, because amalgamation, again, is the way forward. So I just thought I would share that.
Excellent. Not when you have 4,500 members who have one vote and who continues to direct you as to what direction the movement had to go. All right. So while you have strong views in that area, we'll allow the members to speak to the direction of that the credit union goes. Yeah.
West Coast is heavily diversified. We have a branch in Kuala, we have a branch in Salisbury, we have a branch in St. Joseph, okay, and Queen Street. So each of them have the identity, like you say. Each of them have their identity. They are homegrown. And so it's Grandbay and Bellevue, people from Pilsam, and they want to be able to come together. I remember because I became a member. I remember when I became a member of the credit union was in St. Paul, and we opened one day, Sunday. We opened Sunday, so that after church, you go and save your money or withdraw your money. That was the only day. My passbook number was P61. People packet 61. Alright? So I mean, when the members are ready, they'll tell us that they want to amalgamate. But as of right now, identity is very important. You want to know where you come from and where you're going. Alright? So that identity is very important. No matter how big you may get, you have to remember your mother took you from 9 months and yes.
I just want to say that if the members felt that we were not doing a good job, they would have demanded amalgamation. Because I don't see that the credit union is running and it's running fine. Yes, we had the challenges until a reason to say, let's amalgamate. We want to join a bigger credit union so that we can get this service and that service. So we're not going to push it on them if they're not. We have approached twice and they were not ready. So we are trying to extend the services in the best way that we can for now. All the articles that I've read have mentioned that amalgamation is inevitable, and I really don't see us having just one credit union though.
Probably some of us can do the research, or we can write another paper on that. All right. Again, if there are no more questions from the media, we have the performance from the group, the cultural group from Grandbay.
No.
Okay. Where did it from? Oh, the diverse grouping. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's just take a little. We are in the season. We are in the independent season, and for some of us, it's the best season. We enjoy that season so much, and we want to ensure that we ourselves, bring this as part of what we do. Cultural performance from the team. So let's just stay tuned and let's just focus on it for a few minutes. you very much. That's talent. Yeah. Thank you very much. And it's encouraging to see the youngsters, can keep that tradition alive. Yeah. And thank you so much. Okay, just allow me to express my gratitude to the board of directors of the Grandbay Co-operative to be developed up to that point. We are indeed grateful that we're able to do this. Also, to the staff, I just want to say that I want to applaud their commitment to excellence. And it has been, in fact, for me, a journey where you need to really be able to see behind the scenes what these young people, the staff of the various credit unions at Grandbay and at West Coast is able to do. And I want to say to them in a special way, we recognize your effort and we recognize your persistence to excellence. And very often I go nowhere without highlighting the importance and the commitment that the staff of the movement is really putting forward. And we're in a better place, with these young people and our staff ensuring that they're carrying the battle. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who's going to be doing the transaction. The transactions are going to be bought, but they're the ones who's going to be performing this. I want to say to us, today what we have witnessed two powerful credit unions coming together to ensure that the fundamentals of the movement remain strong. And that itself speaks volume. So, in these few words, I want to say to the media, I want to say a special thanks for being able to take that message and bring it to our membership. So now, Jean West Coast Connect, you saw fair or transactions, MCO, just going to be Bellevue. And likewise, the members from Grandbay, Jean Gombe, you connect depuis you descend Ozo, West Coast near Bush, you saw fair for you. So we're in the season, and I'm sure you found my partner being one of the top not partner. You have the flavor that's required for this occasion. Yeah? God bless you and thank you so much.
I want to thank you for joining us today here, where the service agreement between the West Coast Credit Union and the Grandbay Credit Union was signed here in the parking lot at the Pottersfield branch of the West Coast Cooperative Credit Union. Once again, thank you for joining us here on Emonews. Do have yourself a wonderful day.